Hello and welcome to the next video of my Worlds 2024 preview series where we're covering Bili Bili Gaming, BLG from China, LPL's #1 seed. Went to Worlds last year in 2023, lost to then eventual runner-up Weibo Gaming, and finishing in semifinals, third, fourth place. This roster has some interesting components to it. It definitely is a Worlds contending roster. It's been throughout the year and it continues to be, despite roster changes, swapping out Shun for Wei in the jungle. Wei, a two-time MSI champion with RNG in the past. Some would say the team is better. Personally, I think that the team is just as good as it always was. Shun is better at some things than Wei is. Wei's better than Shun at other things. And in the end, this team was always going to have a potential to win Worlds. It has been the best team on paper all year long. Gen G is an elite team, of course, and did beat BLG at MSI, and that is a thing. But at the same time, personally to me, it would not be an upset in the very slightest way if BLG won Worlds over Gen G, or if BLG finished in quarterfinals because they went up against a team like T1 or Gen G or Top Esports or whomever and lost. This team to me is easily one of the best teams in the world, but at the same time could also drop out in quarters depending on matchup, and to me it wouldn't be a massive upset or a massive choke or anything like that. Some people think, a team finished one spot lower than they should have, so they choked, and I think that's indicative of just how much that person knows about anything in regards to this space. This roster, to me, is not a six-man roster, although Shun at any time could play games. If Wei struggled, I would not put it past BLG to put Shun back in, as he's certainly capable of playing at this level. However, they have not played Shun for some time, and to me, to be a six-man roster, there has to be the threat at any moment of a swap where both players are utilized, not that one player is a substitute. If a player is clearly a substitute, it is not a six-man roster. That player is a substitute on a five-man roster. They are not a six-man roster if the player is not playing. It's as simple as that, in my opinion. And Wei has been playing literally, I think, all the games for the last few months, ever since he really got in the lineup, pretty much. So, to me, that's how this works. Six-man roster is when six players are utilized consistently, and that's not the case with this team. So, in top lane, we have Bin. Bin is in the conversation for best top laner in the world. To me, he is not all around, but as a carry, he certainly could be. 3.1 KDA, 9.1 CS per minute, 45.6 KP. That means solo dolo, side lane, trying to create pressure. That's why he has so much farm and a low kill participation. The team fights away from Bin. 1.43 return on investment. That's damage divided by gold. 20.7% of the team's damage, 21.4% of the gold. He's not dealing damage. He's not involved in fights. Not a big surprise. 3.37 vision score per ward placed. I think that's the best on the team. It is. On average, I had 740 gold at 15 minutes in LPL playoffs and played 3 champions in 10 games, the vast majority being Renekton. Internationally, he is the most experienced. 69 wins, 40 losses. 2.2 KDA, 52.3 KP, 8.2 CS per minute, and a 121 return on investment. Worlds 2020, he would finish runner-up with Suning. His Fiora pentakill is something I cite consistently as one of my favorite moments in the history of me watching this game, and why I think Bin is the way as good as he is, because of that moment. That just encompasses just how good Bin is. Worlds 2023, they would drop out in semifinals. In the jungle, we have Wei. 3.2 KDA, 5.3 CS per minute, 68.7 KP. These are more facilitator numbers, especially in this meta. You'll see throughout the preview videos that most CS per minutes are not going to be that low. They're going to be high. They're going to be more than 6. We even saw yesterday, or the day before, 7 CS per minute. And that's not a big stretch, really. So, definitely a different look. BLG has to play that way, given that they have 5 players that can do pretty much anything. That allows them a lot of leeway to play the game differently than other teams. 68.7 KP, 1.59 return on investment, 18.3 damage share, 17.4 gold share. So is out damaging his gold share, which is nice. 3.06 return on 3.06 vision score per ward. I guess return on investment as far as vision's concerned. Behind over 100 gold on average at 15 minutes, so essentially even, but you'd like him to be higher domestically into players like Tien and Tarzan and the like. 6 champions in 10 games. Internationally, he's 60 and 22. 3.5 KDA, 68.1 KP, 5.7 CS per minute, and just under 1 damage per gold. Has went to Worlds twice, dropping out in quarterfinals in 2021 and 2022 with RNG. Mid lane, we have Knight. Some may say Knight is the best player in the world. I don't believe that, but I believe he is easily the second best mid behind Chovy. 5.4 KDA, 10.2 CS per minute, 58 KP. That's what we've been seeing, except with our 7 yesterday, for the most part. High CS per minute, indicative of the meta. A lot of 80 carries being played in mid lane. They need farm. They go into the side lane. They're trying to get CS, and therefore the KP is low, below 60%. 1.66 damage per gold, 26.1% of the team's damage, 23.8% of the gold. He actually leads in gold on this team. Knight is the highest resource player. 3.23 return on 3.23 vision efficiency. On average, up 279 gold. 4 champions in 10 games. Internationally, he's 43 and 28. 3.3 KDA, 68.5 KP, 8.7 CS per minute, and 1.41 return on investment. Worlds 2020 and 2023 would drop out in semifinals, and in 2022 in group stage with Top Esports. 80 carry, you have Elk. Conversation for best 80 carry in the world. He's definitely easily in the top 5. There's without any stretch there. Highest KDA, 7.3 and 9.4 CS per minute, 64.5 KP. 1.71 damage per gold. 28% of the team's damage. He leads the way in that department at 23.4% of the gold. 2.85 vision efficiency. On average, up 584 gold, and we'll combine he and On together to get a better look at how the duo does as a tandem. 6 champions in 10 games. Internationally, he's 37 and 29, 3.1 KDA, 71.8 KP, 8.8 CS per minute, 1.63 return on investment. And last year, Worlds 2023 dropped out in semifinals. Alongside him is On. 2.2 KDA, 74.1 KP. And I say it that way because that is the highest on the team. 3 out of every 4 kills On is involved in. He's the driver for this team. A lot of times it is the jungler, then followed by the support. Or some teams will have the bot lane duo kind of on an island. Maybe they get a lot of 2v2 kills and things like that. And maybe that's in part due to why On is the way he is. But that would also be more reflected in Elk's KP, which his KP is rather low. So On is making things happen for this team, not necessarily Wei. 1.81 return vision score per ward placed, 474 gold ahead. So they are up at over 1,000 gold at 15 minutes on average against elite bot laners. This bot lane could be the best bot lane at this tournament. That's without a doubt. This team, like I said in the beginning, can win this event. They've been capable of being able to win this event for over a year now. Last year they could have won it. Certainly could have. They didn't, but they had players capable of doing it. They had players capable of doing it at MSI with Sean, and they have players capable of doing it now with Wei. I don't believe that the percentages have really changed all that much with Wei in the lineup compared to Sean, especially because metas do shift and things can change. 5 champions in 10 games for On. Internationally, 37 and 29, 2.1 KDA, 73.5 KP, and last year dropped out in semifinals. As his only Worlds experience. Coach is Big Wei, 44 and 36 internationally. He's been to Worlds twice in 2018 with I think it was AHQ Esports Club, and dropped out in groups. So a minor region squad. And then was he assistant behind Tabe for BLG last year when they dropped out in semifinals. Tabe was a big reason why this team succeeded so well last year. They struggled in spring. Tabe takes over. They go on a run. to MSI, and then, the rest is history. Tabe leaves, goes to anyone's legend. They have a glow up as well, but not nearly as skilled as BLG are. And now BLG are where they are, and Big Way is the coach. So we'll see what happens with that. But third time I'm saying this team was capable of winning Worlds before they made this jungle change. They have made it. It is not an upset if they win. It is not an upset if they finish in quarterfinals. Because, if they play depending on who they're against, I could see, a situation that one of those teams could beat them. There are players capable of beating these. They're just, on paper, this is the best team. That's not to say T1 can't find a better meta. Gen G can't find a better meta. Top Esports be better in a different meta. That's just how things are at these events. And people just like to use these buzzwords of choke or upset and this or that, and they don't even have any clue what they're talking about. They really don't. So, to me, this is a 5-man roster, potential for 6, but they have not shown that they're willing to do that. I say it that way because I think that's important. They have the potential to do it, but that does not mean they are one, because they have not done that for months now. So until they do it, it's not a thing. So thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.